Right, this video is about the cup and the cube, because I think I've discovered a little bit of knowledge that here relates to cup and cube stuff. And first looking at this picture of the Hellraiser, right? And the fingers are doing a 33. See, 3 fingers each side for the 33. You got 1, 2, 3 of these segments on the box, which is all the same, and then the other one is slightly different colour shade, and it's got like a 3 in it. So again a 33 there, right? So we know who sort of made these movies, these Hellraiser movies and all that, right? And what sort of all the stuff that's in them is symbolising metaphors and all that. And obviously this is like a box or a cube. So in contrast to that, see, is the idea of Jesus with the cup, right? Which is a lot of imageries in that to do with Jesus and the cup, right? And there's a good one there, like Jesus and his cup. See, so it's a contrast to the that type of Hellraiser thing with a cube, right? That's a good one, isn't it? Jesus with the cup, right? It's a cup of sanctification, right? And this is a cup he asks God to take away, right? But what this is a code, right? And it's the idea that this cup takes away the suffering, right? So they refer to it as the bitter cup as well. The bitter cup. Yeah. To take away, right? Take this cup of suffering away from me, right? So this, like the profane idea is that this is sort of, he drank a cup of suffering, right? But the sacred idea, or the hidden idea, the hidden meaning behind it, is to take this cup of suffering away from me. So it takes the suffering away, right? If you drink the cup, right? So obviously this is metaphor for the tea process, right? And obviously when you have the other side of it, the suffering, see, to create the suffering for the naturals, right? Like that hell idea, to create suffering for them, see. See, so here it is, the dualistic thing, where the profane thinks that Jesus suffered, right? But the reality is that the natural suffers. The natural who doesn't drink the cup. Again, the fury of God against sins, right? Again, this is a hidden code for the single genders, right? All will be punished by God, the single gender people. Heinous crimes. Right? This relates to take away food, right? Take away food. And the takeaway comes in the square boxes, see? It comes in the containers or square boxes. Containers. Square box. Names given them. Jacobus. Cube. Very similar to the cube, see? The cube idea. The Rubik's Cube. You always see movie Cuba and the two strings, and they're using the moon in the background. Cuba, two strings, I suppose, is like the two pillars type of thing. Using the moon as the background. We know what the moon is associated with the freezing naturals out. Here's a good picture where he's holding his sword up aloft in the air in front of the moon, see, signifying sort of James as conquering the naturals with the fear of death, see, the freezing and the fear, and he's holding the sword aloft, which is obviously a thing you see quite a lot. It's the opposite of the Christ on the cross type of idea, where the sword is downwards, stuck in the ground. And there's the idea like the sword, similar to the sword in the stone, where if you hold the sword aloft in the air, it means you're the conqueror, the champion, the victor, and all that. See? So it's the opposite of the Christian cross idea, where the sword is pointed down into the ground. And there's He-Man and Masters of the Universe thing, which is showing the same thing. I have the power, see? And interesting, the sort of eating people consider themselves masters of the universe and all that. It's one of the memes and that. See here a bit of eating memes. See, some of the old Eating Boys Network, and all sort of like this He-Man and Masters of the Universe idea. All going for the look of it. The three crosses on Calvary, right? What do they signify, right? So obviously, if you've got three crosses, you know what the three symbolises. These type of ideas are explored in the King Arthur, Sword in the Stone and all this. The sort of thing of pulling the sword out the stone or ground and holding it aloft as champion and conqueror and all this, see? The same type of stuff. So it's one idea of things for profanes, and one idea, different idea of things for sacred, see, the duality of the hidden meaning, see? There's the anvil, see, the anvil, which of course brings back to this, our metaphors for tea. So back to the cube ideas, right? So when you have cubes, you have ice cubes, right? Now the way that they use the ice as a metaphor against naturals, right? So you have the ice cubes, and you also have sugar cubes, right? So when you sort of put ice cubes, right, the same thing with the similarity with ice cubes and sugar cubes, right, is they both dissolve, right? They dissolve. Obviously, when you have a cup of tea, right, you drop sugar cubes in, they dissolve, right, in the cup of tea, right? So you're putting a sort of square cube into the cup, right, and it dissolves away into nothing, right? So that's very symbolic, right? According to these teas, anyway. See what I mean? These people and that, right? That's why they design things like the way they do, right? Right. So here you have the meaning of dissolve, right? To cease to be visible. So that's very interesting in terms of dematerializing, disappear. That's very interesting in terms of the way these teas view natural people, right? Cease to be visible. Which leads to this, right? Solvia and coagula. Transmutation. From base to a finer state. So we know what that means, right? And a human evolution. So there you go, right? Solvia means dissolve and disperse, dilute. Pretty similar imagery to the Hellraiser and things in it. I think it's an album cover off of some music band. Solvent coagulant, there's your tea portion in the bottle. Getting warmed up with a fire as well, see, opposite to the ice and the freezing ideas. So you've got the round in the air, the fire. The coarsest one here. So the solution, of course, a solution is another name for a liquid. A liquid drink. Also get oxo cubes. Again, these dissolve when you put them in liquid, put them in water or whatever, make gravy. In Hebrew, the ox is the strong one of authority, right? Is to do with El, the god, or the elixir, the drinking. The ox. Pretty interesting, like. Of course, Oxford University, Christ Church, Magdalen, Oxford Brookes, with a few different houses or whatever you call them. There's the domination of the crown.